talking about the people like Ben Shapiro and others. They are incapable of grasping the scientific truth. It's now scientific truth on the left. Scientific truth. That gender is fluid, exists on a spectrum, and is not necessarily a function of genitalia. It's not only a function of genitalia, it's a function of chromosomes. What do you say to that? That's an inconvenient truth for a woman like Robin Abkarian. Do you see how the left destroys science? They're destroying math. Do you know that the Gates Foundation, for this alone, Bill Gates' name will go down as a mockery. He will be mocked by history. $1 million from his foundation to groups that are teaching that math does not have a right answer, because the assumption that math has a right answer is white supremacist. You know, I couldn't make this stuff up. I literally could not make this stuff up. Who would think this up? And Bill Gates gave $1 million to this program to ruin mathematics. Would Microsoft have hired people who didn't believe that there was a right answer in math? Just out of curiosity. God, what? You see, all of this is make-believe. It's a make-believe world. Because if there aren't crises and battles, crises to be engaged in, battles to be fought, these people have no meaning in their lives. It's a soulless world, the world of the left. And literally, it is soulless. There was a piece in the New York Times. It was incredible. It was in the New York Times last week. I had not seen it for some reason. Sometimes I miss a piece. So the Living Martyr saw it. And how ironic, because at my synagogue on Zoom, where I speak every week, and have for 25 years, mostly in person, now in Zoom. I would go in person, but it's hard to find a place that will allow it in California. I spoke about the adamant nature of the Bible's distinction between human and animal. And sure enough, last week, a professor of philosophy wrote a piece that we are no different at all from animals. In fact, we are essentially squirrels. In fact, he ends it by saying the squirrels are better than us. They can jump onto trees better. That was an important point, yes. It's a soulless world, and it needs to fill its emptiness with meaning. So the left finds meaning in these battles. Potato head. Sex doesn't exist. Gender is fluid. Gender is fluid. Why is this a brand new scientific idea? Why didn't science know gender is fluid? You didn't need modern test labs, right? Why didn't science, if this is scientific truth, why didn't science know this 1,000 years ago, or 100 years ago, or 50 years ago? Gender is fluid? Your identification with it might be fluid, but it isn't fluid any more than math answers are fluid. But that's the whole point. Everything is fluid on the left, except for fluids, because it's a subjective thing whether a fluid is a fluid. Where are we, gentlemen? I am happy to tell you that this is March, and we inaugurate another month with Relief Factor. Believe it or not, I was thinking about Relief Factor this morning. Hey, I take it every day, but that's not the reason I was thinking about it. I was thinking there are two. I have two thoughts on how much advertising they're doing. One, it shows you how successful it is, but B, they still believe correctly that there are so many people who haven't taken it. So try it for 3 weeks. That's it, 3 weeks. And you'll know in 3 weeks if it works for $19.99. ReliefFactor.com, 800-500-8384.